Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sheila, and if you are new, welcome. And if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. For today's video, I am bringing you another DIY video on how I made these clear envelopes using my Cricut machine. So ever since I got my Cricut machine on Christmas, I have been making stickers and mainly stickers, but I decided to make some clear envelopes. I had seen these all over Etsy, and now I understand why these can get a little bit expensive because these are a little bit hard to make. But I wanted to show you guys the process just in case you have a Cricut machine and would like to make these, or if you are interested in getting a Cricut machine and see what are some of the things that you can make. I have made the same envelope just in different colors, and I have mainly made my bills binder in this types of envelopes. I want to continue making more for my other binders, but as you can see, I made pink and purple, and these are how the envelopes look like. And so I really wanted to show you guys today how you make them and how they look after you stuff them. So this is my card tag envelope. I did create some trackers to go inside because my previous envelopes did have the amounts and you could check off the months, and since these obviously don't have that, I did have to create some trackers. So this is what they look like. I will be showing you the sizes and everything how I designed it on Canva. So if you want to see how I made these cute envelopes, then keep on watching. Alright, you guys, starting off with our shape. So I selected a rectangle and I selected the size 6.5 by 3.25. I then went with this other shape, and this size is 6.13 by 2.94. Next, you want to align the shapes together and put them in the center. I then created the description of what envelope or the category. And so you want to select your font, whatever font you want to use. I like this font. This has become my favorite font. And then you want to place that in the center, and then you want to highlight everything and then go to align, and again go to center, so that way everything can be centered all together. Next, you want to highlight everything and duplicate it, because now you want to create all of your other envelopes. So you are going to duplicate this and then just change the category of, what other categories you are going to be doing. So you want to highlight the name and then type in whatever category, and then always highlight, align, center, because that way everything is going to be centered. Next, after you have all your categories, you are going to attach everything, and so that way you will know what your Cricut machine is going to be cutting. I am going to be using a mat, so I am using a 12 by 12 mat, and this is how your cutout should look like. Okay guys, so this is the vinyl that I am going to be using. I actually got this at Dollar Tree. This is my first time buying one of these. I wanted to see how these worked with envelopes. So this is a pink glitter vinyl. It's more like a shimmer color. I don't know if you can tell. It's actually really, really pretty. They only had a gray color and a green color, so of course I went with pink, and I'm so glad that I found it. Because it was only $1.25. This is my first time going to be using Dollar Tree vinyl. I just wanted to test it out and see if it was worth using on envelopes. I wouldn't use these on any other crafts, but because I am just going to be making like simple envelopes, I just wanted to see if this is a cheap option. So we're gonna test this vinyl out together, but overall I just wanted to give you guys an idea of how I make my envelopes, or the ones that I've made. So I need to cut this because this is size 12 by 48 inches. I'm not sure if you can tell my camera. There you go. 12 by 48 inches. So I do have to cut this because I did put on the mat that I was going to be using at 12 by 12. So I am going to be cutting this vinyl. Oh, and excuse my table. This has been my craft table where I've been making my envelopes and stuff. As you can see, I have some leftover vinyl pieces on there. So let's go ahead and cut this up. Now, this vinyl is wrinkly. So what I am going to do, actually, this goes this way. So what I don't have the rolling thing that the little roller to make sure this doesn't, so this sticks. So I do have something else though. Guys, so I got all the bubbles out. And you just have to be really careful with getting the bubbles out of the paper. Now, the Cricut machine is going to cut it. Hopefully, it won't lift or won't do anything else because this paper is a little bit thinner than the normal vinyl. So, crossing my fingers that it works fine. So, I'm scared, you guys. Oh my gosh, I think I messed it up. It's like the material is too thin and it's messing it up already. So I should have put it on a different setting, as you can see. This is why, Alright, you guys, I ended up switching the vinyl because that Dollar Tree vinyl was just not it. And so if you know the settings to use with Dollar Tree vinyl, please let me know down below. I would love to continue using it for other things. But obviously for this, it did not work. And so I got a different vinyl. And now I am going to be cutting my laminating sheets. So my laminating sheets, I do cut them bigger than my design. So right here, I am measuring my the width of the design, which I am going to be cutting them bigger. So my design is 6.5 by 3.25. So I'm going to be cutting my laminating sheets 7 by 3.5. Sometimes I do 3.75, depending. But I like to cut these bigger so that way I don't struggle with placing the design on the sheet, and that way I have space to make sure the design is on there very well. So that's why I cut these a little bit bigger. Once I cut them, I flip them. So that way the shiny part of the laminating sheet is in the middle. So I'm just getting them ready to place the design on top of the matte side of the laminating machine. And here I'm just weeding out my design. As you can see, it's not as easy as it looks. I fast forward that part, but it's not as easy as it looks. As you can see here, I'm showing you the shiny side and the matte side, and I placed this shiny side down with the matte side up, and the matte side is where we are going to be placing our design. So I am getting my transfer tape, and so that way I can transfer my design. This part is not as tricky or as difficult. As you can see, it peels right off. This part right here, the placing part is not difficult, but the removing part on the laminating sheet can be a little bit difficult. That's why I'm speeding through it. I did use my little tool to help me keep the letters in place, and so that way my design, and it's okay if you have a little bit of bubbles on the edges. Once you laminate it, it goes away. So now I am placing both of my laminating sheets together. Remember, this shiny side always goes in the middle. And now, as you can see, all that extra space that we had, now you get to cut that off so that way your design is a little bit neater when it comes to the edges. So that's why I like to make my laminating sheets a little bit bigger, because it gives me more room to make the design better. So that's what it looks like. I'm gonna be placing that to the side. I'm gonna continue with the rest of my envelopes. The whole process took me about an hour and a half. It just depends on how many envelopes you are making. So after you cut out your envelopes, now you want to start laminating them. I can get 3 envelopes in one laminating sheet, so I place that through the my laminating machine. I do cut them and then run them again through the laminating machine, because I just want to make sure everything is sealed right. And so here I am just cutting them out. Make sure you don't cut too close to your design, because that is how they fall apart on the sides. If you have seen some of my previous envelopes, you know what I'm talking about. That's why I'm super careful with these, not to cut too close to the design. And then I am just hole punching these, and this is what they look like. So that is it for the video. I hope that you enjoyed this DIY. Hopefully it wasn't too complicated. Now the process is complicated, but I'm saying, like, hopefully this video doesn't look too complicated. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys how I made these, and I hope that you make them. Let me know down below if you enjoyed this DIY, if you would like to continue more or seeing more DIY videos. I love creating and just making things. And so, yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you are new to my channel. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And hopefully I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.